As I said earlier, the file is pending review before office. And but more importantly, the DCI has been very profound to communicate not only to my clients, but also to the ODPP that indeed they're very certain on the charges. And this can be informed on the miscellaneous application that they indeed filed in the Chief Magistrate Court so that they can obtain warrants which came after the fact. As it is right now, we cross-examined the police officers on this particular matter, and they gave historical knowledge as to how the particular files were compounded and when they were forwarded to the ODPP, despite not giving documentary evidence to that effect. So, based on what the prosecutor has just submitted, it then leaves the court to do one particular thing. Let's summon the ODPP. Yeah. Let's find out exactly what's the current status. If indeed they have no remarks as to taking the file to the DCI, mainly because they don't see anything to investigate, we should be given a letter to that particular effect that they do not intend to charge. And they can continue to proceed to do investigations. I'll then move the High Court to deal with that particular issue. As it stands right now, there are two critical issues which are laying before you. One, there's a can of worms that have been opened in regards to spyware. That documentary evidence needs to be part of the court record. And as it is, I think the state is very afraid because of what we found out. I've taken every single liberty and measure to document the chain of custody ever since those gadgets were released to my clients, and I've had possession of them in a safe. They were open, and there was a video recording on how that particular data was extracted. As it is, that particular data of the gadgets, they're in San Francisco. They're being reviewed by a former. That's an issue of no, also it's actually part. It's only because he has no right to reply, but just want to be. Yes, so I just want to give emphasis. As it is, because of the sensitive nature and the public interest of this particular matter and how serious we're taking this particular issue, as much as he's saying that the file can be closed, it cannot be closed. If they do not want to come and give a confirmation whether they're going to check, that's their own problem. I'll deal with it. But as it is, you have the right to be informed on what is actually happening to these individuals. Because once those particular documents are in court record, I'll be able to know what to do exactly from there. Because at the end of the day, the only reason we have done all that is because I know who I'm actually going to pursue. Because at the end of the day, if this file is closed, I'll not have the liberty to examine the documents they have in that investigation file. That whole case will die on its own sword. And they want to have the liberty to know exactly what's in those investigation files. That's why I cannot allow for the file to be closed without the prosecutor, or rather the director, coming and state whether they're going to discharge this for, not necessarily discharging, but they're going to not give any recommendation for charge. Because without that, without being a criminal charge, it's very difficult for me to get the documents which are in possession of that investigation file. And yes, it's very. That's what I'm suggesting. You can just do a letter to office, a follow-up letter on the same issue that he's raising. Then we'll respond on the same. These are my thoughts. Yeah, it was just a prayer. Because my worry is, even if we mention a matter after a month or 2 months, and then my colleagues inform me that they are there to get a way forward or there to review their file. Now, what will happen after at that point? I will not be corrections on what. But because two things, the documents you file this again or something. They are on the system, but I'll undertake to have them, the physical copies be on the cloud. So that is upload. Yes. Give me. Yes. I'll make sure they are on the file by end of day tomorrow. Yes. But you could at least by clicking and yes, submission data and sending the orders that they are safe. Then please just get some information that can say yes. That this is where we are.
So when you submit from the bank for a like that, to the best, we just have an example. From what we are speaking, we are saying this is your actual position. We have then open to us and open to us. So as I wait for the report from you, so at least it's good to know what happens. Yes. I'll give it like 2 weeks. Is that okay?
That is okay.
2 weeks, but please get a written document.
It's okay. I feel happy.
Because this living with fear, not something, and it's not something anyone, it's not something that our position can elicit at all. But so the order is extended. And that's when we have those documents. We have them to talk about.
Yes.
When?
I'll have the extraction of David's on the file by end of day tomorrow.
Yes.
And the affidavits from San Francisco, the DOD, to be on the file by next week on Tuesday.
So we mentioned the other week.
Yes.
Because this is in the afternoon.
4th of November.
Pick up.
Can't do it big.
I can do that.
5th of November. At 2:30 p.m. Most of that is what can do other businesses.
Yes.
Okay. If we just get a written document.
Oh, thank you.